Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Lemurian Donna Carol, and I am here with an Ascension update. So I don't have plans to channel, I just have plans to tell you a little bit about what's changed from my perspective. I'm going to turn up the volume. Okay, so this is a difficult video for me to do because much has changed from what I spoke about last week, last year, and all the preceding years. And it looks like, from my perspective, the Ascension is changing because of different things that are going on in this dimension and other dimensions. So I'm going to try and be logical about this and explain what I've learned. Okay, so the first thing you should know is that I have been working on the Ascension, channeling the Lemurian Mother Goddess and Yeshua with a peer who is an exorcist on the East Coast. And basically, she has, and we have, pulled out a lot of darkness from the third and fourth dimension, mainly programming. There's so much programming through the entertainment industry, through the financial sector, through the government, through the cultures, just so much programming and conditioning in our realities. So she has pulled that out. Plus, we've released a lot of dark entities, nefarious entities like demonic souls or souls that are jumping from the light to the dark, playing both sides of the fence. Releasing entities, releasing programs, programs on animal abuse, programs on child abuse, just running the gamut. And literally, we've done about 50 long sessions and a few short sessions working together to change things in this reality. So that's number one. So I talked with my friend, because we talk all the time, because we work on this subject. And she was aware that the Mother Goddess woke up 3 weeks ago, literally woke up from asleep. You have to understand that that soul, part of the soul, let's say half of the soul, went asleep when Lemuria ended, or at some point when Lemuria was a culture or a continent. That soul went to sleep, and it stayed asleep. And I think the reason why it went to sleep is because its soul mission had been completed, and it also wanted to stay in a high state of consciousness, knowing that one day it would wake up again. So it's asleep. The Lemurian Mother Goddess is asleep, part of her, and then part of her starts that incarnational cycle from ancient Lemuria, and she starts incarnating all the time, sometimes as a guru, sometimes as a world spiritual leader, sometimes as a housewife, but many, many, many lives, all working towards the Ascension. And that hasn't changed. I explained who she was in the past: Kuan Yin, Akhenaten, Krishna, Rama, Shiva, Jesus Christ. That was the Lemurian Mother Goddess, prime creator. Many of those lifetimes were as males because the patriarchy has been dominant really since Atlantis and the fall of Atlantis. So part of her was asleep, part of her was incarnating, working for the Ascension. Well, about 3 weeks ago, I felt her wake up. I literally saw her wake up, and she was really tired. She was like, you know how it is when you wake up from a long slumber and you don't know if you're here, there, or anywhere. And she wanted to fall back asleep, but she didn't. She got up, she woke up, and things have started to change since the Lemurian Mother Goddess has woken up, because I've been channeling her for a few years now, but now she's kind of awake in this dimension. So it's a whole new ball game. And she's very action oriented, so things are starting to move, things are starting to shift. And I think if you're in tune with the energy, you can see there's been a lot of change. For me, before the Lionsgate, but certainly since August 8th, 2022, there's been a lot of shifting after the Lionsgate, during and after the Lionsgate. So that's the thing I wanted to explain, that part of her was asleep, part of her's woken up, and things are starting to move. Now, give me a second. I have some notes here that I can't really read. Good job. Anyhow, so as I mentioned, the Mother Goddess, part of her has been awake. So I looked. I have been in an altered state of consciousness since Friday night, really day and a half, 2 days. I'm out of it now, but I was kind of like in a trance-like state. And I saw an incarnation of the Mother Goddess, a current incarnation. And in that incarnation, Satan was her father and the Mother Goddess was the daughter. Now, in real life, Lucifer, or Satan, is the firstborn son of the Mother Goddess in the spirit world, and fragments of Lucifer, or Satan, have been coming back to the Mother Goddess, including Baphomet in 2016. So some real heavy hitters of Lucifer and hell have come back into the Mother Goddess, or back to heaven. Anyhow, in this current incarnation, the Mother Goddess was a daughter of this man who was an incarnation of Satan, because Satan has been incarnating in physical form on the planet as well for a very long time. And most of those incarnations were dark, but a few of them have turned light, especially recently. In this incarnation, the Mother Goddess, who was a female, I saw her as a teenager. And this is a real life, like this life actually existed in the third dimension. I saw her as a female, and her third chakra, the solar plexus, had been shut down because Satan was her father, and also because he sexually abused her from when she was a small child, because that's what Satanists do. And she was a product of incest, or not a product of incest. She wasn't born of incest, but she was in a family line that had incest on both lines, probably, at the mother's line and probably the father's line. Anyhow, long story short is, because she was sexually abused by her father, and her siblings were as well, her solar plexus shut down. It's totally shut down. And even though part of her heart chakra was open, and her other chakras seemed to be functioning, the way she presented and represented herself in the world was shut down. So in this vision, I saw her father put his hands over the eyes of the daughter, like in a control thing. He was going to mind control her or whatever. And so he did this, and her solar plexus started opening, which means her will started to open. And she said, I want all the demons free from hell. I want all the demons free from hell. And then she did it. She released all the demons. The angels came in, took the demons, and they went into the divine healing program. The divine healing program is where all the demons are put to sleep, whichever choose to come to the light, and their sanskars get released, their impressions, and they get reprogrammed into the light with happy thoughts, angelic thoughts, heavenly thoughts. And then they're woke up at some point to deal with their karma. And they're woken up in the light, but they rest for a long time. So anyhow, that's where these demons would go. And she released all of them. Like, all the demons from hell are not in hell anymore. So I'm still in the dream watching this interaction. And the father says, or the daughter says, I just released all of the demons from hell. She says that to her father. And her father says, that's impossible. Only God could do that. And she said, I am God. And then she goes, look down and see. And the father looked down. Her father looked down. And he goes, those are not my angels, because the whole place had been invaded by angels from heaven who rescued all the demons and took them to the light. And he got really mad. And he put up his dukes, like, to fight her. And she put up her dukes, which was kind of strange, like they were going to fight. And then I woke up. And then I was like, is it really true? Are all the demons out of hell? And I think they are, but, you know, time will tell. Because this was a vision I had Saturday night. It was around 1 o'clock in the morning, Mountain Time, Saturday night. So the Mother Goddess in her third dimensional reality is opening up her will. Her higher self is starting to come into her third dimensional body. The will of the Mother Goddess is starting to come through because that third chakra is starting to get opened. And so that's very auspicious and very good news. Now, the friend of mine who's an exorcist told me about a week ago that the Lemurian Mother Goddess came to her because she's in communication with her. And she told her, I think that it would be good to change the Ascension plan. Well, obviously it's going to be changed if all the demons from hell just got released. I mean, that's going to put a huge impact on our Ascension plan. That means there's not going to be an Antichrist. There's not going to be a dimension where the Antichrist rules and all the demons are on Earth, because they're gone. There's nobody there really to play out that role. And the thing is that the demons control the reptilians, who control the reptilian hybrids on this planet. So the chain of command is breaking down. So the long-term ramifications, if it's true, and I think it is true, but like I said, time will tell. If all of these demons are released, that means the reality here is going to change, because the hybrid overlords on Earth do not have, the demons are the ones that were running the show from the spirit world, and so they're not going to be able to run the show. So where are the hybrids going to get their instructions and messages? I think things are going to break down here, and time will tell. But long story short is that my friend told me about a week ago the Lemurian Mother Goddess has been looking and analyzing the situation. And she realizes that many want to live like in a physical reality, or a reality on Earth where things are divine, going their way. So what she's saying is that there's a call for love to be reestablished upon the Earth. Love is what's lacking on Earth. And so twin flames who have been separated thus far will be given the impetus to come together. So when the twin flames come together, and that would be the Mother Goddess, the Lemurian Mother Goddess herself in her physical incarnation comes together with her twin flame, what happens is that energy will permeate the whole twin flame situation. And 80,000 twin flames will come together. And that will create such a building block of love upon this planet that it will start generating spontaneous and automatic healing for humans upon Earth. So she told me that the Mother Goddess wants to step up into the fourth. And, you know, I'm a little fuzzy on the dimensional attributes, but she told me the Mother Goddess wants us to step up into the fourth and have these lovely earth light lives with love, with our twins or our romantic partners or with our families, and then basically step up into the fifth, which is when you have an open heart and you unconditionally love everything and everyone. So instead of there being just this instantaneous swoop from the third to the fifth, or from our condition now to the fifth, that we'll have a stepping stone of peace and harmony and love and satisfaction and creation in this reality. And that's what she told my friend, and my friend relayed that to me, and I thought, well, that's okay, yeah, I can. And she said a lot of people had fear. There was a lot of fear about a cataclysm and going from 1 second being asleep in this dimension and waking up in a new world, that there was a lot of fear about that. People wanted more control, or they wanted an easier ascent. Now, I don't know, exactly. And what I'm getting now is that they're still reevaluating the situation and coming up with new ascension plans. Nothing is locked down right now as far as the ascension plan. The other thing that my friend told me today was that the Lemurian Mother Goddess herself, she was going to send me to open the portal in Kauai this fall for the ascension. And she actually went ahead and opened it herself, but not for the general public. She opened the Lemurian Portal, and she opened it for Mother Earth to come in. So Mother Earth has access to Lemuria through the portal, and she is imbibing all of those Lemurian energies. And what's going to happen is that those Lemurian energies are going to start coming to this reality, this Earth, and the Lemurian codes are going to start coming up through the soil, the plants, the stones, and it's going to start healing humanity through the Lemurian energy being excreted by Earth. So we're going to get healed by the 80,000 twin flames coming together, the Lemurian energies coming up through Earth, healing the Earthlings, and we're going to be healed because all of those demons are out of the hell realm and into the light, resting and recuperating. So when we'll have access to the portal, I don't know. And I don't know if she's still going to send me to open it or not. Time will tell. Everything, ever since she's woken up, things have flip-flopped, things have changed, and it's a little hard for me to keep up with. So I don't want to make any predictions on the future because it could change. And she also mentioned, or she's also planning that significant healers, and what I mean by significant, I mean world-class healers, will go out and start healing the masses with their cooperation. The masses, many of them are not ready for ascension. But what she wants is she wants the whole world to ascend. She doesn't want anyone left behind. She wanted to get the demons out of hell, and now she wants all the humans to ascend. And so that's what she's aiming for. And so she's doing these concrete actions to provide more healing for humans. So people are going to be sent out to do massive healing work. Because let's face it, even though the demons are gone and they're in the higher dimensions, there's still people here that have a lot of difficult karma. Maybe 3 lifetimes ago they murdered their brother, something like that. That stuff has to be released through grace and through just surrender to the grace. So people have to release their karma. And when I talk about karma, I'm also talking about the habits that we have. If you have a predilection to do drugs or escapism, chances are you've done that in other lifetimes. So when you do an action or a behavior in one lifetime, you have the desire to do it in the next. And so people build up habits. Why is that person such a great pianist? Well, he studied piano in 5 lifetimes. That's why. Why is she a drug addict? Well, because she did a lot of drugs the last 3 or 4 lifetimes to escape the family abuse, So what I'm trying to say is humans still carry this within their bodies. And that's why we're not ascending right now, because people haven't done the work. Some light workers have done a lot of work. They've cleared themselves and they're getting, but your general population has not done the healing work that they need to do. She wants everybody to ascend. She wanted all the demons out of hell. I mean, she's like a go for broke kind of woman. And so because of this, I think the ascension is going to be delayed. I think it's going to be more of a stepping stone, and it's not going to be a splitting of realities. And this is like hard for me to digest because I was on that other program for so many years, and that was the dominant program since the time of Christ. I mean, that was what Christ said, and that's what seemed like the only option. But apparently she's woken up, and now there's other options, and it's just changing is what I'm saying. So like I said, things are really moving forward, but the good news is that life will get more pleasant. It should get easier, especially for those who have done their healing work. And like I said, if you haven't done your healing work, you're going to have an opportunity to work with master healers in person on the earth plane. And, you know, I'm still doing my healing work. I think it's Friday night, Saturday, I was releasing so much fear, so much oppression, so much grief, anger, all of that stuff. You know, I'm still releasing. So, and I've been working at this for a long time. So I'm like, well, if I still have it, I'm sure a lot of people do. So, I mean, if you'd had nothing to heal, you'd be enlightened. Okay, so you need to make a commitment to do your healing work, to really take advantage of this window of opportunity that the Mother Goddess has opened for all of us, and also to help your brethren. You need to give them an arm or a hand, step up, let them know about the ascension, let them know that there's a time for them, that they can heal and get to a better world. This is all I know. I don't know timelines, I don't know dates, I don't know. We're going into the 4th, and then we're going to go into the 5th. When, I don't know, but I don't know if we're all going to ascend at once now, or if different groups are going to go at different times. I feel like there's going to be more connection between our star family, the galactics. I can probably see some of them landing their spaceships and communing with human beings that they have a cord with, a karmic cord or a kinship cord with. I feel like things are going to get more open. I feel like the financial system's going to change. There's going to be a new type of money, a new type of exchange coming. When, how, why, I don't know. But I feel like things are going to flip a lot here or change a lot here, but we'll still be here in a higher state of consciousness. And then we will get to the 5th, but all the twin flames really need to come together, because that's going to be a fuel, like a rocket, that will get us there. So that's my update. That's what I wanted to share. I think it's really good and positive news. And I feel like it's going to be easier for many people that had a fear about going from here to there instantaneously. So if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and type them in. Otherwise, that's my news update. I'm not really going to channel. I'm kind of still tired because I've been like in trance for the most part, slight trance. And I really do need to get back to work, like regular work. But anyhow, I hope you have a great week. I hope you're doing well. Take care, and we'll connect soon. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Namaste.